All right, so we're diving deep today, right into the heart of the American frontier. The one we've all seen in movies and TV shows. Rugged landscapes, those brave pioneers, it's all about grit, right? But today, we're using this episode of Frontier Tales, just to kind of go past that Hollywood version.
Mhm.
What was daily life really like for the people who settled this land?
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it?
Totally. So imagine, right, waking up, but you're in a log cabin, and you build it yourself too.
Yeah.
And the only thing between you and like freezing is this fire you're about to make.
Hmm.
No central heating, no grocery store down the street, definitely no Amazon Prime.
Nope. No next day delivery.
Not even close. How would that even feel to live like that?
It's like a whole other level of self-sufficiency. I mean, we can't even grasp it now. Everything from your shelter to the food you eat depended on you, your skills, your hard work, and nothing was guaranteed. Think about it. Hunting. We see it as a sport now. Back then, a successful hunt, that wasn't just about a nice meal. It was the difference between eating and not eating. For days, maybe?
Wow. Okay, so let's say like you haven't had a successful hunt. It's been days. And the nearest store, forget it. It's miles away. Days of travel probably. What do?
See, this is where the whole community thing comes in. We love that, that picture of the lone wolf, that rugged individualist, right? But in reality, out on the frontier, survival was all about everyone working together, sharing, helping each other build houses, protecting each other from wild animals, from other threats. It was like built into everything they did.
It wasn't just like being a good neighbor, was it?
No.
It was life or death.
Exactly.
And speaking of threats, we can't talk about the frontier without talking about, the whole settler and Native American dynamic.
Right. And that's complex, This wasn't just empty land waiting for someone to show up, It was already home to all these Native American tribes, and a lot of them, they pushed back, I mean, can you blame them? These were their ancestral lands. It was their home. So, yeah, there were conflicts. And the history is full of both, cooperation and some pretty dark times, too.
Definitely adds another whole layer to how we see the frontier.
Yeah, sure.
And speaking of layers, like another thing, the frontier wasn't the same everywhere, right? It wasn't all one thing. You had cowboys, trappers, miners. They all had their own struggles and their own rewards too.
Yeah, let's take cowboys, for example. Long days, herding cattle, the sun, the rain, always out in the elements, stampedes, the isolation.
Right, just you in the open range.
Exactly. Tough life, man. You had to be strong, resilient. You had to know what you were doing.
And then you've got those trappers going into like uncharted territory, a lot of times alone, right? They had to rely on what they knew about the land, how to survive, facing the wilderness, the animals. You never knew what you'd find out there. Different kind of challenge than being a cowboy, but just as demanding for sure.
And of course, the miners. Can't forget them. The
Yeah.
lure of gold,
Mm-hmm.
riches, but the reality. Harsh conditions, back-breaking work. You could get trapped in a cave-in. Accidents all the time.
All for that dream of striking it rich.
Yeah.
But they all contributed, in their own way to the story of the frontier, shaping the land, shaping, the country we live in today. It really makes you appreciate the people who came before us, their strengths.
It does. Makes you wonder, what parts of that frontier life, those values, that self-reliance, the importance of community, being able to adapt to anything, like which of those things still matter today? What skills would we need now? I mean, if we had to live like they did.
That is a good question, isn't it? I mean, yeah, we've come a long way from those log cabins, but maybe that frontier spirit, maybe it's still part of us, maybe in ways we don't even realize.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.